We want to take the derivative using the definition for the derivative. So in order to do that, we need to remember what the definition of the derivative is, and this is a pretty important definition. F prime of a is the limit as h approaches 0 of f of a plus h minus f of a all over h. So we're going to use this to find the f prime of a. This f of a plus h says anywhere you see an x in the function, you're going to place it with a plus h. So we have a plus h minus 1 over a plus h minus 2. So all of that is f of a plus h minus, next we have f of a, which says anywhere we see x in the function, we're going to replace it with a minus 1 over a minus 2. And all of this is divided by h. Don't forget your limit as h approaches 0. So we need to simplify this because direct substitution never works right away. You're going to end up with 0 over 0. So algebraically, we want to simplify this until we get to a place where we can cancel the 0 over 0 problem. That is, we're going to try to get an h on the top to simplify with an h in the bottom. Since we're dealing with fractions here, we're going to get some common denominators in order to combine these fractions. So the common denominator of these two fractions is a plus h minus 2 times a minus 2. So my first fraction needs a minus 2 over a minus 2. The second fraction needs an a plus h minus 2 over an a plus h minus 2. So I'm going to just write it all in this form. Since I multiplied the top left part by an a minus 2 over a minus 2, and the top right by an a plus h minus 2 over an a plus h minus 2, I now have a common denominator of a minus 2 times a plus h minus 2. Now remember, all of this is still divided by h, so I'm going to just write it out here, divided by h. So the goal is to simplify this numerator, and in order to do that, we're going to have to open up these parentheses and do some distributing. So we've got the limit as h approaches 0 of a squared plus ah minus a minus 2a minus 2h plus 2. So there's my first set of parentheses opened up. Okay, I'm going to leave this minus here. I don't really need those parentheses. I'm just doing it for so you can see where it's coming from. This next set of parentheses, I will keep parentheses because I don't want to have to distribute in the same step. So now we have a squared plus ah minus 2a minus a minus h plus 2. So there, that is my second set of parentheses. And all of this is going to be divided by a minus 2 times a plus h minus 2. I'm going to take the reciprocal and multiply this h over 1 that I have over here. So if I take the reciprocal and multiply, I'm multiplying the numerator by 1, so nothing there, and then the denominator by h. So we have an h in the denominator here. Now we can distribute our negative sign into the second parentheses and do some combining of like terms. I'm going to do that all in one step. So I've got a positive a squared here and a negative a squared there. I've got a positive AH here and a negative AH there. I've got a negative A and a positive A. I've got a negative 2A and a positive 2A. I've got a positive 2 and a negative 2. These last two pieces aren't going to cancel out, but they are like terms, so we will combine those like terms. So I've got negative 2h and then a positive h, bringing it to negative 1h up top. The denominator, I'm just going to copy down again. And now we're up to the point where we can simplify the h's in the numerator with the h's in the denominator. That was the thing that was causing the problem of 0 over 0. Now that we've taken care of it, we can use direct substitution with h equals 0. So I've got negative 1 on the top. I've got an a minus 2 on the bottom. I have an a plus 0 minus 2 on the bottom. Or if you prefer, negative 1 over a minus 2 squared. And that is our f prime at a. Now, of course, it's not going to get you any points since it's not following the directions, but you could go ahead and check your work using the quotient rule just to be sure that you've got it. Now, that's kind of a longer problem, so I would probably pay attention to how much time it would take and practice that sort of thing in order to decrease the amount of time it takes you to do it. You don't want to waste time on the test and run out of other time for other problems.